Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and this one is going to be a fun one because I'm driving the all-new BMW XM. Not that BMW X6M right there. This one is an entirely new powertrain for BMW, and it is an entirely first for BMW M, having a plug-in hybrid in their model lineup to actually have the M moniker. With the XM, BMW is going full status symbol. They're targeting those top-end kind of clout mobile sort of shoppers, as I like to call it. People who'd be interested in a Land Rover, people who'd be interested in something like a Mercedes G-Wagon. This is going for that type of shopper that, yes, they want performance, but they also want something that looks and acts like just about nothing else on the road. We haven't driven it yet, but we do know that it's packing the 4.4 liter twin-turbo V8 motor that we know and love from things like the BMW XM M60i that we just recently had, but we also have a plug-in hybrid powertrain in here as well. All in, combined, we're looking at mid-600s for horsepower and quite a bit of torque as well. Those figures will all have been up on the screen. I've looked at them, and they're already drawn blanks for me, but $160,000 base price, or about $5 below, but no one's buying one of these without any options on it, so you're definitely going to be speccing these bad boys up. Let's take a quick little bit of look around the car, but I mostly want to get to driving here. It looks fun in this Marina Bay blue. Nice flat load surface. This actually really cracks me up. This is where the charger goes. Like I said, this is a plug-in hybrid. It'll get about 30 miles of EV-only range. It also adds to the power element, and this bag right here looks like my wife Alyssa's weekender bag. That's where the charger goes. Again, going for that style, and it's got some grippy elements on the bottom to keep it from sliding around too much, and it's tethered back there as well. We got some stuff in here, a little bit of a cargo cover, speakers for the Bowers & Wilkins sound system, which we will be reviewing separately. Power that back closed. A lot of familiar BMW elements, but also a lot of new stuff where you can see they really pushed to the limits and tried to come up with something new. Just like this really unique interior, this two-tone going on here with a very classy looking leather. I think we're going to do a little bit more of a breakdown of the car inside a little bit later on. The lighting isn't fantastic here, but I just wanted to show a little bit of a demo and kind of talking about how unique this thing is. But most of the uniqueness should come from behind the wheels, so without any further ado, let's get this thing started. Familiar BMW elements, the iDrive 8 curved screen, 12 inches here, 14 inches there. When you press the accelerator, you get no engine sound because this plug-in hybrid can drive itself without the use of the gasoline V8 motor. Don't have a whole ton of charge though, so we'll probably drive around quite a bit in the charge mode. But let's start here. Going away in hybrid, driving on all electrons right now. Can we open this? What is this roof? Why is it? It's strange. Initial driving impressions? Smooth. Not a huge surprise considering this is electric driving. Should be smooth, but still nice to experience. Let's turn the engine on now. E-control mode. It's going to get us charge hold. And there's the engine. Sounding a bit artificial from inside. I know it sounds a little bit cooler from the outside, but let's try to get a clip of that. Ooh, listen to that. Okay, all right. Hey BMW, turn on my heated steering wheel.
Okay, I'm activating the steering wheel heating.
It's nice to have driving around an unfamiliar area where I don't want to take my hands off the wheel. Especially because you got to bury yourself into the climate control to get that in the screen. Upon initial impression, this thing is really quiet. I am driving with the engine on just to give us some extra charge for shooting throughout the day, but it's pretty impressive. Alright, I'm going to spend a little bit of time soaking in this thing. We'll get to testing the sound system here soon as well. So let's go. Out here on some beautiful high elevation roads with the XM, playing around with its various drive modes. Let's demonstrate a little launch. Maybe try to get up to some little bit cleaner asphalt here. We'll probably have a better chance to do a launch later, but just in case. The way this car blends the hybrid system for extra power really is fun. I'm gonna have a steering launch here. Should be fine. Violent. It really is aggressive. What I do want to show you though is just how much of the noise that you're hearing is piped in. They really got this 4.4 liter refined and quiet, because if I turn off, I'm not sure if it's got active exhaust or not, I'd have to check, but if I turn off the piped in noise, listen, this is it on, and then this is with it off. And you can hear when the electric aspects come in, you can hear this high-pitched whine, listen. It's almost like a whistle. It really is a different experience. .315 rear aspect ratio and I think 275 in the front. Tons of grip. The power really is intoxicating. I quite enjoy it. I've been driving it really chill throughout the day so far, and it's just been in these mountain roads that have opened it up. It's pretty cool. It's the way you've got so much torque right on tap with the hybrid aspect, and then the V8 comes in, obviously. It doesn't feel like your conventional M product, partially due to the fact we're lugging around 6,000 pounds. But I've actually had some fun with it. And that acceleration is what I think is going to really get people excited with this car. Shut everything down, I think it's really, really refined. Let's go just a tap of M1 here. Check our setup screen. What we got? Let's go comfort drivetrain, max recovery, soft everything. Listen to that. Yeah, you do have a decent bit of road intrusion from these tires. Now, interestingly, I read in the press release that 23s were going to be standard, but then actually read the size of the wheel and tire that are on the car, and they're 22s. So I gotta check with BMW and see what that's about. Another long day in the saddle, this time in the XM, and I gotta say, I do really appreciate the dual nature of this car. The fact that you can drive it around super easy, as I am right now, coming down out of the mountains. I'm getting 32 mpg, kind of bouncing back and forth between electric mode and normal gasoline mode, and I was driving with electric only in the slower parts of the city up in the mountains and stuff, and then of course when I get here on the highway I can open it up with the gas motor. I like being able to do both and have something that'll rip your head back also make a little bit of noise, also hustle really hard, also be remarkably comfortable, have an S-tier sound system. I mean, I suppose it's not that crazy to think that at over $160,000 as a base price that you'd be getting something pretty impressive like this. So I'm not saying that I'm surprised in that way, but I'm happy. It's a cool car to drive around. I think a lot of people will be pretty happy with it. I'm really digging this leather in here. I think the whole interior looks great. The outside looks great. You can get it in some really fun color combos. I think that's really smart on BMW's part. Yeah, definitely a cool car. Does it necessitate the M moniker? I don't know. I mean, I was really having a good time tossing this thing around, but I have a really good time tossing around any BMW SUV, and especially an M1. I mean, I suppose they do the X5 and X6M, so I guess it kind of makes sense for this to be an M as well. So, yeah, why not? Do I have any complaints? I do think the ride should be a little bit smoother and quieter at this price point. Yeah, I guess they're going for, they gotta have that sporty aspect as well, so we do have the summer performance tires and the big wheels and everything, but I don't know how many BMW is planning to try to sell, but I think they won't have too much trouble for the first few years at least. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the all-new XM, check the link in the description. We've got a members-only sound test, the normal sound test, some other videos I shot for the Topher and Winding Road. And of course, once we get it back to DMHQ, we'll do some fuel economy testing and a full DM review. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.